Yeah, Wavy, I remember you told the story back at the Fillmore at the Gibson Guitar Centennial, is how you got the name Wavy Gravy.
Well, it's sort of covered in the film, but perhaps you
know it's us.
Perhaps you just walked in. So I suggest you come back tomorrow. Because it is in the movie. Or also, you can, if that doesn't work for you, you go to wavygravy.net and scroll down to the end to the merchandise where I'm my own brand of bubbles. Clown knows it. I'm a clown glomerate. And Can't Win a Rainbow gets, these are really good bubbles, and they're about to go out of business, so this is your chance to get really good bubbles. Then, my Wavy Gravy bubble operation is switching to Germany, where the Pusifix people are going to begin to produce Wavy Gravy bubbles. And send the children of economically challenged parents to Can't Win a Rainbow. So there.
Very good.
Since you just mentioned Camp Win a Rainbow, I really want to thank you for starting or having any part in creating that, because it introduced me to the nucleus of my favorite band, that being Thunder and Lightning, Nick Ravenite, John Cipollina. I had a tape from '79, and Norton Buffalo got up and jammed with them, and it was just...
They did a benefit for us. Was it at the committee or at Wheeler Auditorium?
I think it was Wheeler Auditorium.
Wheeler Auditorium
It was
on
like
campus.
1079. Just a cassette. They did like 35 minutes, and it was just brilliant to me.
Good crap. Hey, how about the movie, the music in this film? Pretty awesome. Henry Joseph on the end.
The whole thing was done very, very professionally to me.
Say, Henry, how did you ever put that song, Basic Human Needs, together, anyhow?
Let's just say that I'm not allowed to go to any studios in New York City or anywhere in the country and say, no, it's just one song. We're just going to do one song.
Tell how you made them.
Yeah, I want to hear.
How did I do that?
How did you do that?
How did I do that? Well, I've been privy to Wavy Johanna's life and their lifestyle enough to have heard Wavy sing that song a lot on various aktars. And it just occurred to me that it would be a good gospel song. Exactly. And then once gospel gets into anything, you can invite lots of people to join in. And so you're surrounded by amazing artists that see you as amazing people, and so it's just like watching Michelle make this movie. The subtitle of this movie could have been called 4 Million Phone Calls, and that's not exaggeration. So I just got on the phone and started saying, this is what we're thinking, would you like to? And it was always yes. And after we recorded many of the artists and then had many of the artists send in their tracks, it was just this big, beautiful jigsaw puzzle. And nobody knew what they were going to sing, and they just sang what they wanted to sing. And in the end, it turned out 8 minutes and 31 seconds worth of patchwork quilt wavy graviness. So, yeah.
Yes, Wavy. What was it like at the Taj Mahal? You're at the Taj Mahal.
Well, the Taj Mahal was, you know, I mean, of all the places, it was kind of corny, you know, but because I've seen it, there's the matching one across the street and all that. But what was amazing during that time, this was the festival of Holi when we hit the Taj Mahal. And the festival of Holi was when all these Indian people go nuts and squirt colored water on each other and hug. Otherwise, there's no touching, really. And everybody is, you know, kind of laid back. And suddenly they have permission to squirt colored water on each other and hug. And there we were. We just walked right into the eye of that, and it was wonderful.
Thank you.
In the way back, you saying, John?
Way back there.
In the way back, in the corner. Corner pocket.
Stand up so we can hear you quietly.
Oh,
Thank you.
you mentioned the Poostifix, the new bubbles. And I wonder if you remember the story that you told, you probably have told it many times, but it's on the CD with the Basic Human Needs song.
Oh, Blowing Bubbles for Buddha?
Yes.
It's in the movie. Please come back tomorrow. No, it's not? Oh my God. I've told it so many times I thought it was in the movie. Okay. I will tell you. I'd be honored to tell you. We walked about 90 miles to the nearest light bulb, and I'm blowing bubbles for this little kid named Lopsong. He's about yay high, and he's shaved his head and donned the saffron, and the sun is setting, and the bubbles are floating out, and the sunset is reflected in the bubbles. And the llamas are all in their lamasery. And the head llama comes out and sees the sunset reflected in this bubble, and he falls to his knees, gets up and grabs me by the arm and brings me into the lamasery and sits me down on a zafu cushion and feeds me tea and sampa, which is Tibetan oatmeal with a little yak butter and water buffalo milk, and I suck that up. And then all of us together, for about a half hour, and I get really, really stoned. And I give the bubbles to the kid as I go to leave, and the head llama snatches the bubbles away from the kid and puts them on the altar. And it is translated to me that on high holy days they would blow one bubble for Buddha. Now, just a minute. Can you imagine 20 years down the line being sent by National Geographic to photograph this lamasery with the butter lamps, the skull cups, and you take your picture and you're back in New York developing things, and there's a bottle of Wonder Bubbles. It would totally crack your brain. Which I think is good exercise. Let's all crack our brain as many times a week as possible. Let the sun shine in. Let the clouds rush in. Next. Could we have the next slide, please? In the image.
I just finished reading your book for the second time, Something Good for a Change.
Well, thank you.
You don't know about it. It's just inspiring. I mean, tears, laughter the whole time. I read it like one chapter a day, and
I put it by the toilet. It's good.
Yeah.
Each chapter is good for a dump. Yeah, an inspirational dump. Thank you for mentioning that.
Thank you so much.
And someday
Available where?
Someday, if you go to wavygravy.net, some other guy took wavygravy.com and offered to share it with me if I'd be his best friend. And I'd be a bit of his friend, but not his best friend. I enjoy being .net. It's another place to go. .net. Could we have the next slide, please? Yes, right there.
Yeah. How did you decide? I mean, we all know how great Wavy is, those of us who know him. But how did you decide to do this film? What was the inspiration for this?
The inspiration was Wavy.
But I mean, how did you
Well,
get to that point?
I got to know him in the mid-90s, and we did a bunch of benefit work together. We actually launched, he helped my company launch the Grateful Dead necktie line. Did anyone ever get a Grateful Dead necktie or a Jay Garcia tie? So my company, I launched these ties with my partner into consciousness. We did these big events called the Gathering of the Tribes. You know, we did these, tried to make them fun, and so the press would. Anyway, so Wavy was our spokesperson, and we sort of did this campaign for a couple of years, year and a half or something. But I heard him tell these amazing stories over and over and over, and I was like, how come there's not a movie about this guy? He's amazing. But then also what was happening to me personally was my perception was getting shifted to the better every time I was around him, and then I saw other people walked away wanting to go help somebody after they hung around him, and I thought, well, you know, I really want to share who he really is and put him on the screen and let audiences be inspired. Because the bigger picture of the film, for me, is his message that we can make a difference, we can make a better world. Everybody can do it in their own way, and if we do it together. And I love Wavy's message about keeping my sense of humor, that we continue to laugh, because it's hard, and laughter helps keep us going and keeps us connected, and music, and you know, all of that is what I believe to be true. So I really wanted to share him with everybody and truly introduce him to everybody. So that was my inspiration.
Thank you.
One comment I want to make. This is Michelle's first film.
Good job.
When she became inspired, to do this film, she had to learn how to become a filmmaker in order to fulfill her inspiration. I think that's so remarkable.
Good job.
Yeah.